Mexican rapper ends his career after saying this about blacks. My mom is Mexican and my dad is black. I could do whatever the fuck I want. Do whatever the fuck I want.
And the Hispanic community have been at odds for a long time.
I thought blacks and Mexicans like fucked with each other, bro. I thought they was cool.
ICE raids happening around the country, in particular in LA. Black people are not ashamed to tell Latinos how they really feel. For those of them who are getting deported back to their original countries, black people are like, bye-bye. Now, Texas does have a lot of Hispanics and a lot of blacks. But in certain partitions, where I'm from, where blacks and Mexicans typically have a close relationship. And sometimes you can get Mexicans and black gangs or vice versa. And so Mexicans can get a pass to a certain degree. And that is where we get a guy like Mexican OT. Now, if you look at Mexican OT, from what I can see from the guy, he's not.
Ass boy. Isn't he only like 5'3", bro? He really built like a meatball for that boy really built like a meatball, bro. Imagine, I understand being fat, but when you're short and fat, that's a whole nother thing.
Not like your typical
like choose one disability, you feel me?
He looks like a guy that, you know, he definitely is Mexican, but I mean, he got a grill. He seems like he got a shag.
Yeah, he ghetto Mexican.
He kind of maybe raps on the same style of flow from what I can tell, like a black dude. But there's an issue. He uses the N-word. Recently, he was on a podcast with Angela Yee, and he was confronted about it.
Do you feel like you could say the N-word?
I feel like I can say it, but not because of that, and I'm gonna tell you why. What the f are you gonna do about it?
Oh, he said, what you gonna do about it? How do y'all feel about that? Let me know down below. Do y'all think, because this is not just this, like there's a lot of people saying Hispanics should not be allowed to say the N-word. Me personally, I get so much criticism when I say the N-word, all right? So I try not to say it as much because y'all are fucking soft bitches. Because who gives a fuck? All right, genuinely, who gives a fuck? As long as you're not using it to like towards anyone specific or towards a certain race, I don't give a fuck, all right? Like I generally don't give a fuck. And if you do, you just get butthurt for no reason.
But wait, there's more.
I grew up loving these motherfuckers. I grew up fighting with them. I grew up eating with them. I grew up doing bad with them. I grew up loving with them. You know, I got family. And it's not even about family. Even if I wasn't related to nobody out black, I mean, it's what the f I was surrounded by, you know?
Now,
hey, that's how he grew up, man.
The reason why I use the N-word, it's not because I'm being disrespectful. I grew up with these dudes. Like, you know, I admire these dudes. I mean, you know, I went to war.
Damn, people really trying to like cancel him for
with
this.
These dudes. Like, I'm from the same places that they're from too. Now, it's interesting because, again, he does play the Mexican card, you know, the Mexican flag and all of that. But you can look at him and tell
Viva
that,
la
hey,
Mexico.
there is some level of black influence in what he does. And the internet is divided on if he should be able to say the N-word or not.
If you are not black, you cannot use the N-word. I am an unambiguous Afro-Latina. I am a black woman. And if I had a cousin that looked like Mexican OT Genesis, which I have, if any of them said the N-word, I'm slapping the shit out of them.
Nah, this bitch won't do shit, I don't even care if it's a bitch. I don't care if a guy said that. If a guy ever said, yeah, you can't say the N-word, I'm gonna slap you. Nigga, do it then. Do it then, bitch.
On site. No ifs, ands, or
y'all
buts.
are not like that, bro.
About it. And you know why? Because that word was reclaimed by black people. Someone is telling you
here we go.
Offensive,
here we go with this bullshit, bro.
What's gonna do about it? That's crazy disrespectful. I'm not mad at Cleopatra for asking the question because I feel like Cleopatra is the only one in that room that had enough cojones to ask. Now, Angela Yee, this is her show. This is your show. And on top of it,
bro, that's like saying, all right, black people don't speak Spanish.
Being your show, it's not like you're nobody. It's not like you're not connected. So you could have easily like checked him and been like, oh, you need to get out of here. Like, we're not going to continue. The men that was with him, I find it to be equally disturbing that none of them said anything. Nobody said anything to this guy. Like, at all.
All right, this bitch is just a fucking idiot. That's what she is, all right? She's a fucking idiot at this point.
So there is an Afro-Latina
That's what a lot of females are,
like,
so
hell
it don't
to
matter.
The no. Like, listen, this dude don't have any reason to be out here using the N-word, okay? Like, not at all. Then you have people like Azalea Banks. She says this on a tweet. No, everyone in the world can say and do what they want.
Exactly.
Black people really have no reason to be upset about it as offensive while we run around calling each other such an ugly word because we can't expand our vocabulary.
Damn, if we want people to let it go, we have to do so first. Exactly, that's a smart woman right there.
Let it go, we have to do so first. African people do not use that word.
Stop the cap.
Then you got people on the same side as Mexican OT.
Bro, like, man, I'm tired of these motherfuckers that's not from Texas. Steady speaking on Texas business, my like, everybody say down here.
Exactly.
Everybody.
Hey, look at him. Look at him stepping up.
Spanish, don't matter if you goddamn Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican, El Salvador, man. You locked in with the blacks, man. You around, see us blacks, man. We
hey, W man right here.
Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? in every neighborhood, goddamn, it's a couple Mexicans, goddamn, or Hispanics, motherfuckers, this on our block. And so we growing up with these motherfuckers childhood since little boys, since little girls. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. You can't just
and
script that shit from them.
From up north wouldn't understand it because it ain't. I ain't gonna say it ain't no Hispanics, but it's racially divided down here. We like this. We lock in.
They ain't doing this shit on
middle
break.
School, high school, we getting invited to quinceañeras and tamale trucks and shit.
Ooh, tamale.
Come right.
Nah, this man got a taste of the Hispanics, bro. Hey, not like that, but like the culture. You feel me?
Do on
the culture. I get best
This
of
is a
both
guy from
worlds. You feel
Texas
me?
saying, listen, man, we don't even need y'all in our business all like that. Like we grew up with them, you know, they grow up with us. You know, we like family, so why can't they say it? I mean, they've accepted us, so it should be okay. Now, there was a Hispanic guy who brought up some very interesting points.
What do you
I want to
say?
speak on is that when it comes to referring to your friends as a Hispanic, you really don't have to use that word. I mean, we have so many other words. We refer to people as pa. We refer to people as my boy. What's cracking, my boy? We refer to people as food. What's up, food?
That honestly, that's one thing. Like at work, when I'm working, they say papi, this and that. Me personally, I can't do that. I can't sit here and call another grown man papi, pa. Like that's just not me. I'm gonna be honest.
Ese, vato, pops. I don't know if other cultures use pops. I've only really had my Hispanic homies call me pops. But yeah, we just have so many other phrases that we could use besides that word to refer to our friends.
But a guy said something
Man,
that was
shut
interesting.
up, bro.
He says, listen,
Slap this guy down.
I'm not here to really comment on if it's right or wrong for him to say whatever he's going to say. That's up to him. But as far as referring to Mexicans or anybody else, there are many terms that we could use to basically distinguish ourselves. We have many different ways to show we are friends. Like we don't need to use that word because in our slang, we have many different ways to call each other a name. So that's the problem that he has with it. But the person who went and said the most was Sauce Walker.
Sauce Walker?
Man, I be trying my best to stay out of subjects like this.
All right, here we go.
This one really be
I don't know who this is.
bothering me. Mexicans, Hispanic people, and the word, and people using the word, they're of Latin descent, specifically.
They're what?
Mother said, I sound dumb as hell for saying, to say that a Mexican or Hispanic person can't use the word in fellowship is like saying Mexicans telling us we can't eat a taco. We can't eat tacos. The comment said, how can you compare a derogatory racial word to a food? How do you racially disrespect a white person? What do you call them? What is a food, dumbass? What do people call Mexicans when they be disrespecting them? Tacos, burritos.
That is true. I ain't gonna lie. I had a lot of people just say, "Shut up, go eat a taco." Or yeah. That's I get when people make a racist joke towards me. It's usually you get deported, or something like that. Like shut up, something tacos. I feel like that's the most thing they go for.
Disrespectful. Racism is racism, no matter how you put it. And if we're gonna talk about it, the most disrespectful racist on earth. We hate ourselves more than we hate anybody. Wrong. Steal from.
That's a bold statement, but I feel like it's the truth, bro. Blacks are some of the most racist people.
Don't support.
In a funny way, but whites have like the most hatred towards it.
Ate by a mother grizzly bear and keep running. A white person to jump out and try to fight a Mexican and try to stab them. Put out their phone and record you die and suffer for views.
Damn, that's crazy. He's going off on his own race.
Hispanic people shouldn't.
That's a lot though.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
But wait, it gets worse.
Second of all, the word has already been converted into a word of love, a word of companionship, a word of brotherhood, fellowship. It's not been a derogatory racist word in so long. Yes, coming out of a certain white person's mouth in a certain way. Yes, man.
Yeah, okay, I get that. I get that.
Calling you a boy. So at the end of the on some real shit, y'all be doing this shit for the internet, and I hate this shit, bro, because y'all don't really give a about. That's the part that irks my soul the most. And then, hey, how do you disrespect the Asian person? What they call them? Fried rice, egg.
Fried, exactly.
Comparing it to food is not the same. Yes, it is, you dumbass. You the dumbass, idiot. I love Hispanic, anime, Japanese, Chinese. I love all people. People need to love people. Yes, we have been done wrong, but a lot of people have been done wrong as well. Yes, we have not got our reparations and our blessings back for what we have been through in this world. But when you talk about Hispanic people, I feel the same type of way because why? Hispanic people built America just like we built America. America was built on the blood of Hispanics just like it was built on the blood of the black man and the Indian man. So at the end of the day, all that is bullshit. And it's y'all for that dumbass systematical racism that make us hate each other. I understand that dumb They're going to California.
Is this
how
a
they
rapper?
feel,
I'm assuming
and all
it's a
that.
rapper.
That's dumbed in a bitch too, because right now everybody should be supporting Hispanics that came over to America and helped build this country and ain't did nothing wrong to you.
Now, Sauce Walka is saying, listen, we do this to ourselves. You know, we are the ones out here. You know, they built this country along with us and all of that. Like, this is the case that he's trying to make for himself. Again, selling out, right? But check out what the Afro Latina sister says.
We wouldn't go up to his people and his family and be like, oh, son mojados, which means. So why are you in a room of black people saying the N-word so comfortably? And then you know you.
Bro, cause he don't give a fuck. Cause he knows y'all ain't gonna do shit, bro. Cause he sat there, he said it, and none of them bitches even flinched. All right, he said his fat ass in there smoking, sparking up or whatever, bro.
Wrong, because you're like, oh, well, what are they gonna do about it?
Now she said something that's very interesting. She says you can't go to their community and use a term like wet B, okay? You can't say that. Now, while you're letting them say the N-word, you know better than to go over there and call them that, right? And even though the N-word can be used as a term of endearment from people in our community, you could never use the term wet B as a term of endearment.
Exactly. That's a whole nother thing.
Maybe your life over there. And that's the point that she's trying to make. Like, we're accepting disparity from other groups. They would never let you get away with that. And that's the whole problem with black people. We like to allow people to do stuff to us, but if we were to call them the same thing that is negative, they'd have a problem with it. And that's why
what is these fight scenes they're showing?
Whatever it's supposed to be called.
But AI is fucking crazy,
bro.
bro.
It doesn't exist right now because we allow this particular group to do whatever they feel like doing, and we don't put no parameters on them, but they put all the parameters on us. Even when you go to jail, when the blacks or Hispanics in jail, blacks don't like snitching, right? But the Hispanics can snitch on blacks. They can't snitch on each other, but they can snitch on blacks. So we're already not playing fair. So how often can you compete with a group that's not playing fair with you, but you're allowing them to come into your culture, into your community, you know, and basically steal some of your style to do whatever they want to do, and you're down bad. At this point, like, blacks gotta kind of really wake up. Like, at what point?
And they said they gotta wake up
and say, listen,
wake up.
Hey, we can be friends, we can be family, but you using the N-word, that's offensive. Like, we gotta stop the cap on that, okay? Using the N-word, it don't make no sense. Please stop it. So guys, what do you think it's your boy? Oh.
Hey, well, how do y'all feel about this? All right, comment down below.